What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk to you about Lucid. I want to go over some of the current data points, break it down on what's really influencing it, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So Lucid's down 3.25% in the pre-market. Rather low volume though. So most likely big institutions are waiting for the market to open to do some either extreme moves, whether that be buy Lucid up or potentially cause it to go down a little bit more. Specific to Lucid, there isn't any news, no SEC filings. The website that does show monthly numbers, so sales numbers, estimates of course, for the states has not updated yet. So that will be coming out sometime today. And in my opinion, that could be a potential good catalyst depending on the results. So it'll kind of signal some demand. But for face value, the market is somewhat in panic mode because of tariffs. And so I think generally regarding Trump's tariffs, Wall Street did believe that this was going to be a bluff, even though the deadline was given well in advance. Clearly, the market pulling back was not really believing that was going to be done. But at the same time, you have a lot of big companies also citing that these tariffs are going to prompt a recession. So you have UPS, you did also have yesterday Amazon. So that's kind of the kryptonite that's really burning that bridge a little bit. So yeah, just a lot of fear associated to the tariffs. But we also did have data so far, some key ones for today: non-farm payroll, unemployment, and then later in the morning, manufacturing. So non-farm payroll came in at 73, forecast of 110. Unemployment came in flat with 4.2. So at the end of the day, this is fairly negative data alongside Trump's tariffs. I think just generally now the market is taking all of this negativity as a guarantee that we will have a September cut, because no matter whatever Powell really is thinking about, he did mention he's going to be watching the labor data and his concerns over tariffs. So in reality, that in my opinion is a pretty cut and dry reason to cut rates. So again, that is one reason why the market might potentially recover today. So just keep that in mind. But like I said, no official news from Lucid or any SEC filings. I did see this posted on Twitter, and it's Congresswoman 𝗖𝗎𝗓, if I'm saying that right. I'm butchering the name, my apologies. But ultimately, great visit at Lucid, new facility in Phoenix, where the future of clean transportation is being built in the heart of my district. Trump's repeal of the EV tax credit threatens innovation and Arizona jobs. We should be investing in the future, not rolling it back. So pretty good stuff. One thing that actually caught my eye was this. I know for those of you that have kind of watched my YouTube channel for a while, way back in 2023, there was one individual, and again, for those of you that have been following me for a while, you know I got a lot of hate, and I still do. Sometimes if I see a negative, I bring it up. People generally do not like that. People would rather have someone that just constantly says positive after positive. I don't really care. I like to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So when it came down to 2023, I was one of the only individuals I was calling it out, saying, hey, everything signals that there's demand issues. And I got crapped on left, right, and center by comments and on social media. But there was one individual that kind of did start acknowledging that there was a demand issue, and that was this individual, or this guy right here. So 𝗪𝗧𝗪, way back in June 19th, 2023. So he actually did signal that there is a little bit more of a demand issue. So demand has gone down, inflation is killing people, and that's way back in 2023. And I did not know anything about him, whether he's still employed or whatever else. But luckily enough, in this picture, good old 𝗪𝗧𝗪 is still with Lucid. So if you're watching, you deserve a round of applause. I always do appreciate honesty, and this is why I've always mentioned that 𝗪𝗧𝗪 individual and 𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗛. They're both like cutthroat individuals, says it how it is, and I much would rather have that than someone sugarcoating kind of some negatives, in my opinion. Some of you might disagree with me on that. I know it might be a little bit more of a hot topic, but let me know your viewpoint. But moral of the story, good old 𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗪 is still with Lucid. Aside from that, shorts aren't doing anything in the pre-market. 29.4% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 369.7 million shares overall being shorted. With today being Friday, this is the open interest, so just watch for that. So with it right now at 230, you have 2,000 at that 2, 10,000 at that 250. So if it does close anywhere remotely where it is, or even below 250, you're not going to see any bump up in the price. So this is rather unfortunate to see that Lucid did lose all this potential of a gamma squeeze just in a very short time span. It's really lost a lot. So still over the last 1 month though, I guess up 14.95%, but bouncing off of that 330 to where it is now, definitely not a good sentiment booster. Aside from that though, with it at 238, it is below all of the key fib levels. So I think essentially the next big thing is roughly around that $2.10 range being a strong support. No new analyst ratings, and as of right now, at the time of doing this video, it is below that 50-day moving average. So I wouldn't be surprised if shorts do really try to double down just to ensure that Lucid does break on a technical standpoint. So again, that 50 and also 100-day moving averages is at 239 and 241. So right now during the pre-market, it is below that. So let me know your thoughts on Lucid in the comments below. Depending on some of the data that does come out, and even more specifically from this website, I'll do a PM video just to give you a quick summary of what shorts ended up doing and how this did play out. But definitely today seems to be a very bad way to start August. So let me know your general thoughts on that. One thing I do want to start bringing up in a lot more of my videos is seasonality. So for August, over the last 4 years, it does average negative 8.8%. So I guess with us going down 3-4% today, I guess we're kind of pulling that off like a band-aid, getting it over and done with. But July definitely does seem to be a good month overall, where it does go up 8.5% over the last 4 months. But if you're looking at this, next ones to really watch for, I guess, is November and potentially January. But I think January is this kind of skewed a little bit because of 2021. So let me know your viewpoint. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. And then one final thing, pop over to my Patreon. I give buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, many of which have been absolutely on point. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.